In this tutorial, we'll make a two-part silicone mould of a whistle. Start by blocking up a lump of clay, then roll out a strip approximately 15mm thick. This will become the base and the walls of the mould frame. With a fine-tipped permanent marker, draw a seam line along the halfway point of the whistle. Before doing so, you might like to review the undercut section in the Preparing to Make a Mould video. Lay a slab of clay on the table, large enough to leave a 15mm apron around all sides of the whistle. Next, embed the whistle in the centre of the clay slab to create a depression. Push it in until the seam line you have drawn is level with the top of the clay slab. Then remove the whistle and fill all the holes with clay to prevent them filling up with silicone. Reseat the whistle in the clay slab and work around the edges to make sure it's a nice neat fit without any gaps appearing. Then, using a knife and a ruler, trim the base of the clay slab square. Leave a 15mm gap between the perimeter of the whistle and the edge of the clay slab you're cutting. Once that's done, fashion a small pouring spout, a sprue, which will be attached to the end of the whistle. There's more than one way of doing this. Here I'm modifying a recycled sealant tube, but you can also fashion a cone from clay. Once that's done, I've used a dowel to make a depression and then inserted the cone at the end of the whistle so that the narrow end is flush with the tip of the whistle. Once that's done, trim up the edge of the clay flush to the outside of the cone and clean up the edges. Next, cut some slabs of clay that will be the wall of the mould frame. Assemble the clay walls around the outer edge of the base slab you've been working on and trim them to size. The clay walls should be high enough to leave a 15mm gap, extending upwards from the highest point on top of the whistle. Next, take a small rounded object and make 4 depressions, hemispherical ones, in the base of the clay slab. Then reassemble the walls. Check the joints and seams for any gaps and seal them up. Now you're ready to mix and pour the silicone. You might want to refer back to the single silicone mould video for detailed instructions on how to mix the two-part castable. In brief, mix equal parts of the white and pink silicone and stir thoroughly until there are no apparent streaks in the mixture. You've got about a 5-minute working time or pot life. Then carefully pour the mixture into the mould. Wait 35 to 40 minutes for it to set and you're ready to demould. Disassemble the clay walls and turn the silicone mould over. Remove the clay but leave both the whistle and the pouring sprue in place. Clean up the mould surface and trim off any loose bits of silicone. Recycle the clay and make new walls. Position these around the base of the silicone mould, just as you did for the first part of the cast. you've assembled the walls and check that there are no gaps. Give the mould a quick spray with silicone release. Mix up another batch of Pinky Seal castable and pour it into the second half of the mould. Once the castable has cured, pull the mould pieces apart, remove the whistle and the sprue, clean the surface, and your mould is